Okay, at the start of this video, I would like to point out that this is something that happens when you put a piece of paper in front of you like this. You're looking at it from an angle, so it is not quite in proportion to what the picture really is supposed to look like. If you pick it up, I'm hoping you can see this. Let me just angle it like this. If you look at it straight up, you'll see that the face is not actually, it's okay, but it's not shaped the way it's supposed to. The chin is a bit short. It's because we foreshortened it by drawing at an angle. The ideal is to hold up your artwork, your paper, your canvas, your surface that you're working on, that you put it up at an angle, then you can see the proper proportions. But anyway, we're going to carry on with it as the way it is. I'm going to finish shading it, just to give you an indication of how it gets shaded, and then from there we'll the next lesson by popular request is going to be about drawing the hand. That'll be, I'll record it hopefully, if nothing else dramatic occurs, I'll be recording it on Saturday and posting it on Saturday as well. I'm just going to proportion the face a little better. Let me just get my eraser. Love the putty eraser. It just doesn't leave any marks, and it, you know, you can shape it the way you want to erase. Where the heck is the start? There we go. You can shape it to fit the smaller areas if you need to, the pointier areas. So I'm going to just erase the parts that I don't want, which are the construction lines here. I want to also put up an exercise on how to go into your right brain, because that's the ideal space where you want to be when you are doing art of any form, in any form. The part where there is no language, and just check whether this is working. Yeah, and it's an exercise that you could do, and eventually you'll get there with automatically, where you can't talk and work, you can't use language and do art. At the moment this is just a superficial exercise, so it's not something that requires my full right brain. Maybe your right brain is where the creativity is situated, and the left brain is more about the language and the mathematics and stuff like that. But we'll go into that during that particular exercise. It's actually quite fun. So yeah, we're going to be shading. Instead of drawing the lines down the nose like here, this exercise here that I showed you, which is a common error that people make when they start drawing a nose or a face or whatever, we just shade the outlines. And remember, the bottom, doesn't matter how young or old you are, you've got a little fold underneath the eye. Depends also, once again, where is the light coming from. Let's pretend the light's coming from that side, so it will be darker on this side of the face. I'm not going to shade the entire face. I think it'll be a totally boring exercise, and also time consuming to record and for you to watch, so it's not really necessary. This should be kind of a little more close up here. I'm just going to do the right side of the face, because obviously what happens, the left side will be lighter, obviously, because the light is shining on that side. When the light comes from above, it will be something entirely different as well. Just use your, I use the the normal hatching, not cross hatching. And your ear is approximately halfway between the corner of the eye and the bottom of the nose. Also look at your nostrils. They will have like a bit of a shape there. And then your nose, depending on the shape of your nose, obviously some people won't have any shading there. And you gradually go and do your hatching. Please remember, I'm trying to save time on this, so I'm not doing a proper shading that I would do, say, on a portrait sketch. I'm going to do a bit of cross hatching here. Cross hatching will make it slightly darker, but that's not the reason why. I just want to have a little more depth there. There as well. Can you see how the right side of the face is coming to life? Left side is still a bit flat. And then also, yeah, not really going to go into the ears. You can do like just slightly. If we're doing a real portrait, then obviously one would bring in the ears as needed. Sometimes it's covered by hair, depending on the angle of the face. Sometimes you only see one ear, sometimes you see none. And you see the right side of the face coming alive now. It's very important, and please don't make solid lines down the corners of the face. It really flattens it out. Rather darken it and then shade. I prefer, when I do a sketch of a face, a portrait, then I don't use the blending pencil, because I find that takes away a lot of the texture. We go lighter towards the center because there would be some highlights there with the cheekbones. Got some thunder in the background, lovely. I love thunder, as long as I don't have to be outside in it. I think I'll avoid doing the hair, because that is also quite a lengthy exercise by itself. We'll do that when as a separate exercise. So yeah, we do the shading here below the jawline. Remember that it's very important to get the neck in, because it sort of anchors the face. I'm not going to go into great detail with the mouth today. I'll shade it, but you can watch what I'm doing and follow along. But it's also actually an exercise by itself. Just sort of lightly color in the. Explain in another video. There's so much that one, especially if you're starting from scratch, there's so much that one has to learn. And now it doesn't mean that you ever stop learning. It doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm far from perfect. But there's so many artists far better than I am. But this is just like an introduction to how you could go. And each time I work with doing a sketch and so on, I learn more and more and more. You never stop learning. Okay, right, here's a basic sketch. I'm going to stop here, because, and also you don't forget about your forehead. I'm going to stop here because whatever I'm doing now can be covered in further lessons, but I think you've got a good um, good grounding in not grounding. It's really a good introduction to the sculpting the face and how to go about it. Okay, you can carry on with this as to your heart's content. If you're enjoying this, I'm happy. Have fun.